are doing great. Welcome in the session of Reproduction and Organism. This is our third session in the daily series that we are doing, and today we will be discussing about the pre-fertilization phases, in that gametogenesis and the gamete transfer. Till now we have covered about the asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. In this particular session we will be discussing this topic. Are you ready for the class, everyone? I hope that you are doing and you're enjoying all these sessions. Do practice along with us, read the NCERT textbook along with the notes and along with the discussion that we are having here. That will make your learning perfect, and it will be like that. No one can erase that from your memory. So do that on a daily basis, and of course then you will see what wonders can happen when you are 100% determined to achieve your goal. Without wasting our time, let's begin our session. So we are on the third part, that is pre-fertilization events and the gamete transfer. Let's see. This is me. My name is Ankita Sharma. I'm your biology teacher. I'm working here at Vedantu. Let's move ahead. No more discussion. So, in today's session, everyone, we will be discussing about the pre-fertilization phase. What is pre-fertilization events or pre-fertilization phase? Pre-fertilization, right? Pre. The events that will be occurring before the fertilization occurs in any organism. That whole process will be defining or will be called as the pre-fertilization phase. In pre-fertilization phase, we have two important things. Gametogenesis, how the gametes are being produced in the bodies of various animals, how they are formed, how they mature, and how they are ready to get transferred into the other organism. This whole process will be coming under the pre-fertilization events. So we will be discussing that today. Sexual reproduction, and first is the pre-fertilization events. In that, today we are discussing about gametogenesis. What is gametogenesis? It's a basic question we have studied millions of times, I believe, and it's a very clear-cut the answer. The answer actually is present only in the question itself. Gametogenesis. Gametes formation. The formation of the gametes in any of the organism, that whole process is called as gametogenesis. Easy? And you will be amazed, ma'am, that's look like a very long name with lots of spelling in E and G's and I and S. How will be able to remember that? It's easy. Gametogenesis. This is a very important spelling, students. What actually happens in the biology, we remember the names. Even if there are some pronunciation errors, we always remember the name. But what happens if you start studying the biology more and more deeper way, you will assume and you will see that many of the names look similar to each other. Embryogenesis, spermatogenesis, oogenesis. So there is a trick to remember all these terms. You just need to remember this whole part, that is genesis, and of course you can substitute the other part according to the spelling demand. Oogenesis, embryogenesis, gametogenesis. So do remember the spelling, because a teacher sometimes gets annoyed if you're writing the spellings wrong. So be aware of that fact and catch on to the spellings and don't lose your marks. So what is it? Again, that we have discussed, that is the formation of the male and the female gametes. Now, the gametes could be similar to each other and they could be identical to each other, or of course there could be approximately different, completely different from each other. So here are a few examples, and if you remember from your 11th class that there are different types of gametes, right? So you can recall that also. Here see, these two gametes are identical to each other. They are just the exact copy of each other, right? Can you see here, students? It's from your NCERT textbook. You can go and always check back. This, what is it, students? This is nothing but the fucus. It's an algae. It's a male part and it's a female part, right? Okay. And then we have the human egg and human sperm. Okay. So sperms are completely different from the egg. Can you see? The structure is completely different. Over here, the sperms are motile in nature and the egg is stationary. In this also, one will be motile, the smaller one will be motile and the bigger one will be stable, or they will be like not in motion, stationary. Here the both will be in motile form. So there is a difference. There is a difference here. These type of gametes, okay, which look similar to each other and it's difficult for us to differentiate between them, are called as homogametes. They are called as homo means same, gametes, the male and the female gametes, right? So these are homogametes because why? They look very much similar, not very much actually, they look very similar to each other. So examples could be from algae, okay. These two are the example of heterogametes. Hetero means different, they are different from each other. In that difference also, both could be stationary, both could be motile. One is stationary and one could be motile. So here, according to the need or according to the need of the nature, these gametes adapt themselves. Okay, we'll be seeing how they adapt themselves, but you just have a clear picture that nature actually assures that if you want to survive, we need to adapt accordingly. And that's what happens with these gametes also. In a way, we'll be seeing this whole thing. Yes. After the heterogametes and the homogametes, let's study about the bisexual and the unisexual. Okay. Now, what is bisexual? Very easy, right? What are bisexual organisms, students? Are you there with me? Yes. So what are bisexual organism? Bi means two. So what will be happening? Both the sex, the male and the female, will be present in the same organism. Those organisms are called as bisexual organism. Okay? Same individual. Both are present in the same individual. Okay? Male and reproductive organs will be present in the same individual and they will be called as bisexual. In flowers we have hibiscus. We all have seen hibiscus. It's a very, very common plant, right? We all have seen this plant. And then we have the earthworm. Earthworm is an animal, right? And an animal which have both the sex together in single organism are called as hermaphrodites here. Right? Other example is the tapeworm also. Leech is also an example of this, where both the sexes are present in the same organism. Here we have monoecious, and that is nothing but the coconut. Okay, male and female flower are present on the same plant itself. Okay, so we have this we can say three different types that we have studied. We have studied about the bisexual plants. Okay, the example is hibiscus over here. Then we have studied about the monoecious. Example is coconut here, right? And then we have studied about the bisexual animal. An example over here is the earthworm, sponges, leeches, etc. So very easy for us to remember. Again, over here we usually get confused, right? Mono means one. Mono means one or two. It's actually mono means one, but what is happening here? They are present on the same plant. Same, that means on one plant both the organs are present. That's why it's one. Let's see the unisexual. Now uni means simple or what? Uni means one only. So here what will happen? These organisms will have male and female sex organs, or the organism separate. One single organism will be having only capability to actually make only one type of gametes. Reproductive structures are present on the different individuals. They will not be present on the same individuals. On the different individuals, these gametes will be present. First example is the Dioecious plants, you must have eaten papaya, right? Is the example. Why? Why it is? Because the male and the female flowers are different, are on the different individual plant species. Then we have unisexual animals. All of the higher animals that we usually study and that we usually see belongs to the unisexual animals. Real? Understood, students? Lots of problem over here. Understood, students? Clear with this particular concept? Right? Can we move ahead? Okay? Before moving ahead, very important information. Usually come for 1 or 2 marks. Because we actually don't focus much on these small details. Fungi can be homothelic on the same or on the heterothelic, means could be both. So every class, every order or every topic that we study usually have some or the other exceptions that we say. And because we keep on saying that, ma'am, exceptions, why exceptions are there, why these all things occurs. Let me just tell you students, these all exceptions arise because they're leading to us or to organism to a evolution process. You can write thousands of the examples in the chat box and telling me that how the evolution plays a very important role in leading the organism from one class to different class. One very easy example for all of us to understand. Crocodile has 4-chamber heart, right? It's a reptile. Do write in the comment section below how is that possible and what you think about it. Do research and do write it here. Let's see what are the scientists doing here on the YouTube. Moving ahead, that is the next important part, is that how these cells are getting divided. Okay, how there's a production of these gametes and how these cells are actually being produced into a cell which are capable of rising or which are capable of giving rising a new species. Okay, so again I'll be saying mitosis and meiosis process that we have studied. These are the 2 different types of gametes formation that usually takes place in all the organism that we see. We have seen about the binary fission and we have seen about the multiple fission, where the organism is just giving the identical copies of themselves, right? Here we'll be seeing how the process of mitosis and meiosis actually helps. What happens? We usually have the haploid cells, and from there we have the new organism. That whole process is done by the process called mitosis. What was happening in the mitosis? It is the direct duplication or the complete replication of the plant cells, and it gives, or of course of the animal cells, which gives us the 2 daughter cells. Easy? Everyone got it? I think you're getting it up to here, right? We're talking about mitosis. What is happening here? There is a cell. Okay, the DNA replication will occur and it will give rise to the 2 daughter cells. Okay, what happens in the meiosis, everyone? That is called as the reduction division. Reduction division. What's happening here? There's a cell which will divide into 2, and these will give the different 4, right? So there is a reduction division and then the meiosis occurs. So in meiosis we have 2 different types of cell division which is occurring. These both the process actually give rise to the gametes formation. Because of these process only, gametes are being produced in the organism and the life cycles continue. Got it, everyone? Till now, are you there with me? Don't lose the pace. Don't lose the pace, children. Of course, you can take a screenshot of it. Now, what are the examples, right? We have angiosperms, bryophytes, gymnosperms, right? These all are there. Okay? See, bryophytes will usually have the haploid plants, haploid body, right? And the pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms will be following the second cycle in which what is happening? Meiosis is occurring. Now, a detailed study of the gamete transfer. Now we have seen the gametes will be transferring from one organism to the other organism or the process of fertilization, and it could be occurred by the various modes and mediums which are present. Of course, we'll be studying in detail about them in the rest of the chapter or the next chapter that is about to come, but here we'll have a brief or a very short summary of the things. For the gamete transfer, organism needs a medium. Now the medium could be air, that medium could be water, and that medium could be any of the animals or insects. Great, you are clear up to here. So what happens in the gamete transfer? So the gamete will be transferred, okay, from one organism to the other organism. Then only the process of fertilization will occur. Okay, then only the process of fertilization will occur. And for that to happen, what we need? We need two gametes. Okay, in the gametes formation we have studied, in the gametogenesis we have studied that we have two gametes. Now these two gametes could be stable. Okay, they are at one place but they are two different. They are at one place but they are completely different. So then they need an agent or a medium for their transportation. Agreed? Other example could be that one is stationary, one is motile. This motile gamete has to go up to this particular stationary gamete, and that could use the medium of water, air, etc., or with help of any of the insects. Right, everyone? So this is how the gametes will be getting transferred. They will be getting transferred. Okay? Of course, with this you can take a screenshot. Next, what happens in the plants? Okay? Plants like, see, algae, bryophytes and pteridophytes. The process or the gamete transfer usually takes place through the water medium. Which medium? Through the water medium. And the produces actually large number of gametes. Now you'll be like, why are they producing large number of gametes? The reason behind this, students, is that because when there are large number of gametes in an open medium, they are easily attracting lots of predator to them. If the predator is coming, the all will get into our waste. These all gametes will be finished. So these particular plants does not want to start the process again and doing lots of things. So what they do, they produces large number of the gametes at a time. Maybe they have the sixth sense that maybe during the process of gamete transfer, many of the gametes will not be there to reach at the destination. So that's why, just to assure that there is some amount of gametes which are ready to go there, they usually produce a large number of gametes. Great, great tactics or great game plan these plants have. Just imagine these are very simple plants that we are talking about. Very simple, very primitive plants as they are. But they are smart. Okay, this is easy. This is in the bisexual flowers or the angiosperms as we call it. We have self-fertilization or self-pollination. What happens with the self-pollination? See here. The flower, on the same flower itself, both the male and the female sex gametes will be present. In a flower we have anther and we have stigma, and from the anther we have pollen grains. This can be get transferred with the help of wind, with the help of insects, etc., and they'll just come over the stigma. From the stigma they'll get inside the ovary. This whole process is called as self-pollination. Please don't get confused from now and ever. Don't get it confused. It's very easy. Self-pollination. What is happening? Both male and the female gametes are present on the same plant, same flower. Okay? And it's easy, right? Let's see about the cross-pollination. What happens in the cross-pollination? It could be on the different plant. Male and the female plant will be completely different. Okay? Something with the help of wind or with the help of insects, the pollen grains will come and the fertilization will occur and the gametes are getting transferred. Right, see here, pollen grains germinated on the stigma and the pollen tube here will be taking the pollen grains which are coming from the different plants. Right? Everyone, clear everyone? Easy, I think this is easy. And yes, I have got, okay, let me read it for you. I've got a dream that's worth more than my sleep. So this is to every one of us who have some dreams. We all have dreams, right students? Do tell me, your head should be nodding, you should have a 100% determination in your body that of course you have a dream. You have a dream that you want to score good marks in your 12th class. You have a dream to go to a good college once you are done with your education in the school. We all have dreams. But the quote over here is saying that the dreams we have should be or must be worse than our sleep. I'm not asking you to sleep 2 or 3 hours in a day. No, I'm not doing that. But sleep over here is just a signal to the laziness, to the body or to the mind where we don't do anything. There are times in your life where you feel like just sitting at one place and not doing anything. I do that sometimes and it's very common in human behavior. But if you have a dream, I'm sure your body and your mind will not allow you to do that thing. It will never allow us or our mind to be sitting or wasting our time. So we know that we have a dream and we will be working hard towards it. It's the first chapter of your 12th class, and of course there's a long way for us to go, and we will be going all together without a pause, without any hindrance, and without any less in the energy form. So on that particular note, thank you everyone for watching the video. Do like the Vedantu channel, subscribe the channel, and I'll see you in the next class. Till then, eat healthy, keep studying and keep enjoying your life. Thank you everyone. Bye.